Judas asked, "What are you willing to give me if I deliver him over to you?"
Welcome back to another episode of Hidden Gems here on Horror Fiend TV. Before I continue, let me ask you a question. How many times have you, through the process of finding a film to watch, have kind of skipped over a certain film? Now, the cover of the film kind of entices you, but for some strange reason, you just don't want to watch the film. But one day, you decide, you know what? I keep skipping over this movie. Let me watch it. And lo and behold, that's why this film is on this episode, as we're going to be talking about the 2021 film, The Cursed. Now, the opening credits of this episode, you kind of seen a glimpse of one of the things I'm going to be talking about in this film. So, the synopsis of this film: in the 19th century France, a man, he arrives at a remote village, and the village has become a hunting ground for a wild animal. Now, as this man begins to investigate, he soon finds out, not only is there a sinister force in the works, but there is a secret that the town is hiding from him. And once everything comes to light, he finds out how everything is intertwined and the reasoning behind what is happening in this small town. Now, what I like about this film is the fact that it is loosely based off the Beast of Gévaudan, which I hope I said it right. I apologize if I didn't. And the thing is, I actually went and Google as I'm watching this film to see if this is actually events that happen. And as you can tell by the opening sequence of this episode, I put the information I had. Please go research it because it is very interesting of the things you could read. The fact that they're true. But, you have these gypsies that move into a part of the village and they lay stake to this land saying that it belongs to them. So in every remote village, you have the rich and powerful. Well, the rich and powerful decide, you don't belong on this land. This is my land. And they make a decision to remove the gypsies by force. This leads to a brutal sequence where you see the massacre of these gypsies. Not only that, you see basically the leader of the clan, as well as her right hand, who gets his hands and legs kind of cut off and he gets put on this almost like a cross. But they put a bag over his head to make him look like a scarecrow. And the gypsy leader, they decide they're going to bury her alive. Little did they know that she had in her hands an item that years later would be the source of exactly what transpires in this town. Fast forward a couple years later, a group of kids decide, we're going to go into this area where we know we're not supposed to go. Now, if you ever seen M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, it's areas that are forbidden by the village elders. Kind of similar to here, but here are these kids who they go into this area where, shockingly, this guy is still scarecrow mode, basically in this land to warn other gypsies, to be honest. But, kids do something they're not supposed to be doing, and eventually they unleash something evil upon the rest of this village. Boyd Holbrook plays John McBride, a pathologist who happens to be stumbling upon this remote village. So while he's there, there's a child who goes missing. And here comes the rich folk, the rich noble decides, Seamus, that, I need to hire this guy to find out the whereabouts of my son. As John McBride dives deeper into this mystery, he soon finds out elements of, similar to what happened in that town. Now, I'm not going to tell you his backstory because there is a backstory, but this is where the film kind of interests me more because here you have a person who just happened to be stumbling upon this town, but later on you find out his motives. But the fact that here you have an outsider being brought in to deal with this matter. Let me tell you something else about this film. This film is a slow burn. I love slow burns. If you know me by now, I do. I enjoy slow burns if done right. But at the same time, this film, not only the time, as far as the time period, the 19th century, the beauty of it, the environment, the cinematography, the acting, all these elements in this film kind of bring you in and pull you in to even want to watch it more. Now, what exactly is the beast? Well, if you're going to read as far as, a little backstory about, the beast, it kind of, you kind of know it might go the werewolf route because werewolves were at the early stages of the folklore during those times. But this is one thing I would say about the film as well is it takes a very different creative approach to that folklore. Not only that, it also brings in a different, I'm not going to say folklore, but a different religious element in this film, silver. But not only silver, the 30 pieces of silver that were given to Judas plays an integral part in this film as well. See, there's so many different dynamics of this film. I love the environment. I love the look of the film. I love the acting of the film. And the beast is actually pretty cool ass looking, even though we've seen something similar as far as what it looks like. But the way they interpreted the beast, and there are more elements of the beast that I'll be honest, I find so intriguing. I'm definitely going to watch this film again because this film deserves another watch. Why? Because this film has multiple twists in it. The way the film begins and the way the film ends is a good tie-in into what exactly you're watching. But the way they did it, the way it's done is so good. And I, I believe this film's like an hour and 45 minutes around there. I wasn't looking at the time. I was so in depth with this film. It pulled me in so much because the way it's done, the mysteries, the brutality of this film is so good. And they're not afraid of making anybody a victim. Alistair Petrie, who plays Seamus, did a magnificent role in this film. Now, if you watch the Netflix series Sex Education, he played the principal in that series. But to see him in this role, I enjoyed it. I mean, I think the guy's a phenomenal actor, and I haven't seen many of his films, but the films that I've seen him in, his shows, the guy is tremendous. And the fact that he made this character even more believable, and to the point where, well, there's just something about the rich and powerful that kind of irks you. And not for nothing, films like this, you kind of root for the bad guy sometimes. Oh, did I mention the lighting? The lighting of this film was tremendous. I love lighting in films. I love the magnitude of the lighting they had in this film as far as how scenes were done. Now, this film did a great job as far as using the environment, using the darkness. The fact that you have scenes where they bring in the fog. Fog in films, if done right, is amazing. And this film did it right. There were a lot of sequences where the fog was being used as a kind of like almost like a symbol of darkness looming in, darkness coming in. And that's what I like about the fog that was used in this film. Now, the fact that it's a remote town and a lot of the scenes in this film were done in the forest, just the lighting in the forest. I mean, it's magnificent how you can take a film and make it a timepiece and go back into the 19th century and bring us back into the environment and captivate us as an audience because good cinematography, a good environment, great lighting, great acting. I mean, this is all as far as what makes a great film. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's a great film. I believe it's a great film, but this is up to you to decide what kind of film you think this is. It is definitely a hidden gem. I'm glad I finally sat down to watch it because The Cursed is a good film. For those who love folklore, definitely watch it. For those who love slow burns, definitely watch it. If you are a filmmaker, definitely watch it for the cinematography, the lighting, and the way natural environments were made even more captivating with the usage of lighting and fog. But yeah, overall, The Curse 2021 is a good film. Sean Ellis is a writer director, which I'm going to keep an eye on because This film was that good for me that I'm going to go back to watch it and take notes, not only as a filmmaker, but as an author. Because this is a very well written film, and how it translated into the screen is even better. This is what inspires us aspiring filmmakers. But yes, overall, The Curse 2021, I believe it's still on Netflix, and I recently watched it on Shutter. So if you have both, just, watch it. Let me know what you think of this film because, like I said, it is a hidden gem, and I can see why this film got a high score on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I'm not a fan of Rotten Tomatoes. I do think they put some of their films a little too high, but this one got a 71%, which is well deserved. I would have given it a little bit more, but there's a lot of elements of this film. Like I said, I enjoyed a lot. I'm trying to not give you too much because I want you to watch the film. But the gore elements are they're just astounding in this film. Practical effects. If you're a fan of practical effects, this has some practical effects. It has some CGI, unfortunately, but the CGI is used right. So, yes, definitely go watch it. Let me know what you think. Curse 2021. This is GR Hidden Gems Horror Fiend TV. Let me know what hidden gem you recently watched that you want me to watch because, hey, if you think it's good, I'll review it. And one more thing, you notice how I didn't mention the Beast a whole lot? Well, because I want you to tell me what your thoughts are about the Beast. Till next time, peace.